could create a vaccine for breast cancer.
It would mean I wouldn't have to worry for me or for my daughters.
It would mean they would never have to beat it like I did.
It would mean no one would have to beat it like we did.
No one should have to experience the pain of cancer.
And no one else would have to get a survivor tattoo.
Wow, well, what if there were a vaccine for breast cancer? And on this first day of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a really good question. So many lives are touched by the disease every year, and the folks at Baylor Healthcare System are trying to stop it. And we have Jennifer Huntsberry here from Baylor, who is going to talk about a revolutionary campaign to help fund new research. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Listen, we're talking about possibly crowdfunding research for a breast cancer vaccine. Tell me about that.
Yes, the foundation, Baylor Healthcare System Foundation, launched our first crowdfunding campaign at midnight. We have a $25,000 goal, and we are trying to raise funds to fund research to to create a vaccine for breast cancer.
Wow. Jennifer, let's talk just specifically about that for a moment. How close are scientists at Baylor?
Well, we currently have a therapeutic vaccine that is in clinical trials enrolling patients, and that is to treat patients that are currently suffering with triple-negative breast cancer, which is an especially aggressive form of the disease. We also have researchers that are working on vaccines for preventative measures and therapeutic measures for other cancers and other diseases like multiple sclerosis, HIV, and the hope is that what we learn from these trials and research studies, will lead us to someday be able to create a preventive vaccine for breast cancer.
And so I had a question earlier. Let's be fair, Baylor has a good source of income coming in to help fund some of this research. Why should we get involved here?
Because there's no one that hasn't been touched by this disease. And, we have to all take responsibility and take a role in helping to find a cure for this. Every 3.5 hours in Dallas-Fort Worth, someone is diagnosed with this. And I don't think you can ask anyone, to not share a personal story about it. Everyone has someone in their lives, whether it's a family member or a friend, who's really been touched by this. And I think it's just such an important thing for us to all get behind and really help get us to that cure that we're all wanting.
And it's expensive.
So is this something very expensive? Is this something that people can go online and donate? How are y'all doing this?
There is. They can visit our website, which is give.baylorhealth.com/vaccine, and we've got all the information on the campaign there, including details on the clinical trials that we're currently conducting and the research, and also the full video is on there. And there's links to donate. $10 can make a big difference. It has a ripple effect in everyone's lives, and if we can get 2,500 people in North Texas and further.
And the goal is 25,000.
It is.
I have a feeling you will surpass.
No problem.
Surpass
I think that's a low number.
And this is an interesting thing to talk about, specifically about the money, because as you mentioned, Baylor gets a lot of funding, a lot of government funding for all sorts of research and all sorts of different programs, but this will go specifically to the researchers, the scientists, the doctors who are looking for a vaccine for breast cancer. So how much money will it take? I'm sure much more than 25,000. And what does the timeline look like?
Our crowdfunding campaign set a $25,000 goal because that's the average cost for a patient to participate in a phase 1 clinical trial.
Just one patient?
So, one patient.
Wow.
And so, we started small. This is our first foray into a crowdfunding campaign. And so, it's going to take a lot to get us to that vaccine. But this is a first start. And, we're confident and optimistic that, people will be very excited about this and really want to give and make a difference.
I certainly appreciate Baylor specifically doing this right now, because somebody very near and dear to me is in the process of going through testing for breast cancer. So it's just awesome. I know how great the doctors are there, but I'm so happy to know that y'all are working aggressively yourselves into finding something to help on this end.
And people can feel like they're really making a difference. There are a lot of pink campaigns out there. Sometimes you don't always know where the money's going, but it sounds like with this, you actually have an effect on what's going on in the research that's being done.
Absolutely. These are research studies that are taking place today. This therapeutic vaccine is enrolling patients in a clinical trial, and the implications of that are huge for what this could lead to. So we're very excited, and a $10 donation can really help make a difference.
Where can we find updates on the research? Like if we wanted to follow along, I think it's really interesting. I'd love to be able to follow along with what the doctors are finding out.
Absolutely. If you go to the give.baylorhealth.com/vaccine and sign up for our email list, we'll send you updates on the progress for this campaign and any research updates as they kind of breaking news.
Such great information,
Yes.
and at this time of year, definitely giving people hope, which is so important. So thank you. I think it's great what you guys are doing. All right, to donate, just go to the address on your screen. It's give.baylorhealth.com/vaccine. Such a great cause, so get involved. All right, when we come back, we'll find out what it takes to train our furry four-legged friends who steal the spotlight on the big screen. Remember Jinxie? Come on, everybody knows who Jinxie is.
Oh. Sorry. Jinxie! Oh. There's something about that ball.